Phase 1 of bacon relish. This is a fantastic condiment. Can be used on a burger. It can be used on a fine dining dish such as a pork chop. It's just outrageous.
So phase 1, and then what's next?
Phase 2 is going to be next, where we chop it, we saute it with the onions, the maple syrup, the bourbon. It's just outrageous.
So it should be cooked till just crisp.
Correct. I baked it in a hot oven. It's a lot less mess.
All right, stay tuned. You do not want to miss this one.
I'm chopping up the organic bacon, which is going to be set aside, and then I'm going to proceed to chopping the shallots and the garlic and sauteing that in the rendered bacon grease. I'm in the process of chopping shallots, which are going to go into the saute pan with some garlic that I have chopped up. And then we'll be adding some of the ingredients to be cooked down, to make the final presentation of the jam. So as we progress here, we'll be in touch. Right now, the next step, we're sauteing the shallots and the chopped garlic in the rendered bacon fat, or bacon grease, shall we say. And what we will do is, once this is just translucent, we'll blot the excess grease, or strain it off of this mixture. And then we'll be adding the rest of the ingredients and cooking it down for almost an hour. The excess bacon fat has been drained, and I did add a light 1/4 cup of water. Now what we're going to do is add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. It calls for, but I'm using coconut palm sugar. And I used, instead of the 1/2 cup, I used a 1/4 cup to keep the glycemic lower. Then we're going to put in a teaspoon of regular French's yellow mustard. We're going to stir that in. And then we're going to use some real high quality 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And look at that, just exactly a 1/4 cup we have left.
And you prefer the grade B,
right,
darker.
Here's some grade B. We'll just add a shot for good measure. And then we're going to put a 1/4 cup of bourbon into this. And for those of you who don't choose to use alcohol, you can either add extra water, a 1/4 cup, or an extra 1/4 cup of the maple syrup. And then the high quality bacon goes in. And we're going to mix this all up. Oh, it already smells fantastic.
And our dog Sophia is salivating. Aren't you, Sophia?
Well, she's always in the picture when there's bacon involved. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to cook this down for 60 to 90 minutes at a low simmer to evaporate the excess liquid. And we should have a nice, smooth bacon jam, which we'll show you about an hour from now. Look at the toffee, sticky beauty, glisten of this dish. Here we have our bacon relish completed. Note to you that it takes about 2 hours to make it. So it's great to make on a summer evening because it's a great summer condiment. And it's just bursting with flavors. You got the bacon. We've got, one thing I forgot to mention, there is a 1/4 cup of sherry wine vinegar in it. You can give or take on that depending on if you want it sweeter or tangier. This is just a fabulous dish, and the tastes are just magnificent.
And it makes a fantastic hostess gift or host gift. So give it a try.